We're doing a play called Alibis, and the concept is that somebody has been murdered in this mansion, and the detective interrogates all the suspects, and in order to prove that they didn't commit the crime, each of the suspects gives their alibi. And so it's really a series of one acts, and each one act is some suspect's crazy alibi before it all gets pulled back together at the end when we find out what actually happened. So I've been directing plays here since maybe 2014, so what's that, 8? And then I've directed some plays for like children's community theaters and things, so maybe 12 or 15, not a ton. What I love about this play is that everybody in it, I think, has a way to shine. It's not like there's, I mean, there are big parts and small parts, but even the small parts have enough fun and character to them that I think it really allows the performers to do something that's cool and interesting, even if they only have a couple of lines. And so I love that it's really kind of a lot of different plays all put together, and so each one is a different setting, each one is a different set of characters, and so even though it's kind of long, actually, it doesn't feel long because, you know, every 15 minutes or so you're seeing something completely new. And then the experience of directing it has been different because I really feel like this is the most committed group of students that I've ever worked with. Like, they are so responsible about everything and about bringing their best to every single rehearsal. And so that's really been an awesome experience for me to have kids who take it as seriously as I do.
I play Franck Dubois. He is a French man from New Jersey, and he thinks he's the greatest criminal ever, and that he's just the smartest, but in reality, he's just a huge idiot. Definitely the part where I get to do a French accent. This is like the perfect role for me. I just love doing voices. I did one in the middle school called 10 Ways to Survive the Zombie Apocalypse, although I didn't really enjoy that much. And I did the Addams Family musical where I played a different character, and he was kind of minor. This one is definitely a lot larger in scale. The other one was like really short, like an hour. This one's more like 2 hours, 30 minutes. I couldn't imagine a better cast for any of the roles.
When you are involved in a play with a certain cast of people and a certain crew of people, you're doing something that exists once in all of history. We just try to get a sense for who each kid is and where they would fit best. And Ms. Seligman and I have conversations about casting, and then I try to build a schedule where kids are not just sitting there forever. And so kids come and they rehearse their scene and then they go home, and then more kids come in and rehearse their scene and then they go home, just to respect their schedules. But and then when I'm doing it, you know, I'm sitting and I'm watching and I'm figuring out where could kids move to make it feel better for them. How might kids say a line so that it comes across a little bit more effectively. And I usually have a picture in my head of what I want it to look like. And so then it's just sort of a lot of small comments and small notes and minor pieces of feedback to kids that will eventually get them to bring the picture that's in my head to the stage. A moment where the performers and the crew get to hear that applause at the end and know they did something that they can be really proud of. Especially for those students who've never really done this before. There is a moment at the end of every show where you know you nailed it and you know you've completed something that was really special. And I'm really looking forward to them getting to experience that feeling. Definitely think it is worth, your time. It's a really, really fun show. So 7 o'clock on Saturday and 2 o'clock on Sunday.